We are officially in 2026 now, which means that we're that much closer to the 5th and final season of The Boys. The first 2 episodes are already set to come out on the 8th of April, and I personally can't wait to see how they're going to finish off this series, especially what direction they're going to go with Homelander, the primary antagonist and one of my favourite characters in the show. Previously he's been compared to Nukes, but more recently we had a poster released of him standing over some explosions covering a pretty significant chunk of the globe, an obvious reference to Butcher's scorched earth, and even though he was the one to make the statement, Butcher's goal is to kill all the Supes, not everyone on the planet. That's something Homelander would want to do and has threatened to do both to Maeve at the end of Season 2 and Starlight in the 3rd episode of Season 3. It also can't be the government behind this, as all the nukes put together couldn't cause the amount of destruction we see here. Homelander admiring the chaos that he's caused just makes the most sense here. So how powerful would he have to be to create explosions this big? Well, let's find out.
What did you say? Nothing? What did you say to me? I'm smarter. I'm better. I am better. You should be thanking twice that I am who and what I am because you need me. I am the only one.
So the first thing we need to do is gauge the size of the biggest explosion that we see, which seems to be this one right here. We only see a small fraction of the Earth in this poster, so I mapped out that portion onto the entire Earth, which allows us to see how big the explosion is compared to the entire planet. We can see that the Earth measures out to 4,583.29 pixels compared to the explosion's 130.49. Dividing these two numbers tells us that the explosion is almost 3% the size of the entire Earth, or about 360 kilometers. That's 10 kilometers wider than Switzerland. We can also find the area of the explosion by halving the diameter, squaring it and multiplying it by pi, which gets us a value over 103,000 kilometers squared. This is equal to the area of Iceland. In order to find the yield of a ground-based explosion from its size, we need to use this formula. W equals r cubed times 27,136 times p plus 8,649 to the power of half divided by 13,568 minus 93 divided by 13,568 all squared. W here is the yield in tons of TNT, and P is the shockwave pressure in bars, which is determined by the effect it has on objects surrounding the explosion. The pressure values range from shattering windows, causing light injuries on the low end, to demolishing heavily reinforced concrete buildings with fatalities approaching 100% on the high end. Given the size of the explosion, the damage should be on this high end, which equates to a pressure of 20 psi or 1.37895 bars. We already have the diameter of the explosion at 360 kilometers, so the radius will just be half of that, which is 180 kilometers. Plugging all of our numbers into the formula gets us an energy value of almost 500 gigatons of TNT, or 2 sextillion joules. This is enough energy to destroy a large island. The thermal energy released by the biggest supervolcanic eruption in history, the Toba eruption, was 7 sextillion joules, which is only 3.5 times more than the explosion Homelander caused. This level of power is far beyond anything we've seen from Homelander in the past. In Gen V Season 2 Episode 6, the group are going down the elevator to Stan Edgar's underground bunker, and Sam asks,
"How far down?"
To which Stan says,
90 feet, give or take. Below, layers of zinc-reinforced concrete, safe from X-ray vision or anyone with the power of a neutron bomb.
This is almost definitely referring to Homelander, as he's going after anyone that stood up to him and has X-ray vision that is blocked only by zinc.
Hey, Deep. What can't I see through?
Zinc, Homelander.
Correct. And what's the box made of, Deep?
Zinc.
Correct, again.
According to Britannica, a neutron bomb has a yield of about 1 kiloton of TNT or 4 trillion joules. This is enough energy to destroy a small town. In the first episode of Season 3, Butcher tells Maeve that a weapon capable of killing Soldier Boy would need to be a hydrogen bomb, as he's almost as strong as Homelander.
What species are you with? you believe the rumors, it's the thing that killed Soldier Boy. Some kind of gun or weapon or something.
It would have been a fucking H-bomb. It was nearly as strong as...
A hydrogen bomb is a second-generation nuclear weapon that utilizes nuclear fusion. These are the most destructive types of weapons ever created, and their explosive power is expressed in megatons of TNT. This would make them powerful enough to destroy small cities. In the Season 1 finale, Madeline Stillwell tells Butcher that Homelander has no weaknesses and that there isn't a weapon on Earth they haven't thrown at him that hasn't failed.
He doesn't have any weakness.
No.
There isn't a weapon on Earth that they haven't thrown at him. They've all failed.
According to the Union of Concerned Scientists, the most powerful weapon in the nuclear arsenal of the United States is the B-83 gravity bomb, which has a maximum yield of 1.2 megatons of TNT, or 5 quadrillion joules. This is again enough energy to destroy a small city. When Starlight tries to threaten Homelander with the Flight 37 video in the 3rd episode of Season 3, he says that he could wipe New York off the map, as well as Des Moines and the town Maeve's from.
First, I'll take out the nerve centers. The White House, the Pentagon. Then any domestic defense capabilities, and then critical infrastructure, like cellular, internet, that kind of thing. And then, well, I think then, I'll just wipe New York off the fucking map. For fun. I'll even throw in Des Moines and that little cousin fucker hick town that Maeve's from. 'Cause why not?
So Homelander can destroy cities, but we don't know how long it would take him. Luckily, Anthony Starr provides us with that information in The Art and Making of the Boys, where he says that Homelander has the ability to level a city within minutes. This would mean that it would take him at least 2 minutes. The energy required to destroy a city ranges from 6.3 to 100 megatons of TNT, or 26 to 418 quadrillion joules. Adding these up and halving them gets us an average of 53.15 megatons of TNT, or 222 quadrillion joules. That's slightly more than the yield of the most powerful nuclear weapon ever detonated, the Tsar Bomba, at 50 megatons of TNT, or 209 quadrillion joules. Dividing this energy by 2 minutes gets us a power value of almost 2 quadrillion joules, or 443 kilotons of TNT per second. This is enough energy to destroy a large town every second. So Homelander is normally portrayed as someone who can destroy towns in seconds and cities over time. The only way to get him higher would be to use some of his other statements, like when he tells Maeve in the Season 2 finale that he'll destroy everything and everyone if she releases the Flight 37 video.
What are you doing here?
You're gonna let them go.
And if I don't?
Let them go. You're gonna stop hunting Starlight. You're gonna leave me and Elena alone. Or I release this.
If you do that, I'll destroy everything and everyone.
Great. As long as everyone sees what a fucking monster you are. As long as no one ever loves you again.
If we take this literally, then destroying everything would mean the entire planet, or at least its surface. Destroying everyone would mean the extinction of humanity. According to a paper titled Humanity Extinction by Asteroid Impact by Jean-Marc Salotti, a 100-kilometer sized asteroid impact may transform the Earth into an inhospitable plain, thus causing the extinction of many life forms including the human species. For an asteroid of this size, Charon-like with a density of 2,000 kilograms per meter cubed, and arriving at a speed on the order of 30 kilometers per second, the kinetic energy is about 4.7 times 10 to the 26 joules, or 112 petatons of TNT. According to Sleep et al., this energy is sufficient to kill all life forms on the surface and boil the 200-meter thick photonic zone of the oceans. It's also enough energy to destroy multiple continents. However, given the stages in which Homelander explains his domination of the planet to Starlight, going for the nerve centers first, then the domestic defense capabilities, and then the critical infrastructure, this would also most likely be done over a longer period of time, rather than in one go like an asteroid impact. So what could have caused Homelander to go from only being able to destroy towns and cities, all the way up to destroying large islands? Well, the answer to that question can be found in the trailer for Season 5. In one scene, Homelander blasts his lasers into the sky and they seem a lot bigger and more powerful than before. In the shot right before he starts firing them, we see a syringe of what looks to be Compound V on the ground behind him. This scene probably takes place after he injects himself with more V, which causes his lasers to become more powerful. This is probably also the method he uses to create the massive explosion that we calculated. He would fly high above a country before blasting it with his laser vision and then observe it from space like we see in the poster. But what could cause someone as powerful as Homelander to require more V and become even more powerful? Well, I think Butcher is able to use the virus on Homelander, and that combined with Butcher's new tentacle powers proves to be too much for him. Homelander narrowly escapes or is rescued by someone, maybe Soldier Boy, before being given more V, which would make him resistant to the virus, more powerful than before, and heal his wounds. He could also be taking V1, which is what Soldier Boy and Stormfront took, keeping them biologically immortal. We know from Sister Sage when she meets Homelander in the first episode of Season 4 that he's aging, which he doesn't seem to be too happy about.
You're so smart. Show me. Show me.
Based on your public appearances, your stylist is dyeing your hair more often. Used to be every month, now it's every 2.4 weeks. Did she tell you you're going gray, or is she hiding it? So between that and your enlarged prostate...
My fucking what?
Look at your hands. You've been washing them more often, so likely you've been peeing more often, which makes sense. You got a lot of power, but you do age. Plus, there's that small matter your own father almost killed you.
Wow.
Anyway, that's how powerful I believe Homelander will be in this upcoming season. Previously capable of destroying towns and cities, after taking more Compound V, he will become powerful enough to destroy large islands. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave a like and comment your thoughts down below, whether you agree or disagree with me. If you want to keep up with my social media, then you can follow my Instagram account at comic.book.myths. Feel free to DM me for future video ideas. That's it from me, and I'll catch you guys later.
What did you say? Nothing?
What did you say? I'm smarter.